Hello, welcome back. What's new? Oh yes, I've been on holiday. I've been to Croatia. If you watched my last video, I was preparing to go to Croatia. I've now been to Croatia. It was rather beautiful. Unfortunately, we were right down in the south of the country, which sort of restricted what we could get and go and see and things. So I went to Dubrovnik, did all the Game of Thrones stuff, which was really rather splendid for a Game of Thrones fan. But Kavtak was the town we were staying in. It was really nice. Went down to Montenegro, hopped over the border to Kotor. Yeah, anyway, that was nice. A small old town full of lots of cats. If you're not into cats, maybe not your thing. Food-wise, yeah, it's not a foodie capital of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Most restaurants are veered towards the Italian. Pizzas, pastas, risottos, some fish, quite a bit of fish actually. But anyway, yeah, not a foodie place. I've looked at a couple of recipes which I will add to my repertoire at some point. There's a thing called a strukli, a cheese pastry puff bake thing, which I'll have a go at. Anyway, what else is new? Oh yes, I've been tattooed, or rather, my original tattoo has been covered up by this rather beautiful new tattoo. Vivid Ink in Birmingham, the guy called Dorian Bakaloff, really, really good. This one will be done again, properly done, in early June. So I'll show you that. Not straight away because it takes a while to heal and looks. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, what are we doing today? Waffly. I am doing a. It's like a buffalo wings, only the problem with buffalo wings, you can eat 4 ton of them and still feel hungry. So this is a sort of idea based on buffalo wings, which Americans eat an awful lot of around large sporting events. Only this one has got quinoa in. It's a bake rather than just a separate wings. Plenty of cheese, topping of blue cheese, and yeah, really nice, quite substantial. Let's get on with it. Bye-bye. So that board of goodness thing again. Hello, board of goodness, whatever thing. We start with quinoa, a packet of 300 grams of mixed quinoa. Into that will be about half a litre of water and a little bit of salt. We'll cook that first. Then we have 3 chicken breasts, 1 tablespoon of parsley, a couple of sticks of celery, 1 onion, some tomato paste stroke puree, which I forgot to put on the board, but let's pretend it's there. Tomato puree, 3 tablespoons of tomato puree, 300 grams of a tomato passata, 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 6 to 8 tablespoons of good old Frank's hot sauce in the corner there, some mozzarella. How much mozzarella we got? 250 grams of mozzarella, probably not all of that, probably about 200 grams of mozzarella, and some blue cheese of your choice to be sprinkling over the top when it goes into the onion. Half a litre of chicken stock, a couple of tablespoons of butter, I think. Oh yeah, I had some peppers left over from another dish, so this isn't part of central part of this recipe, but I think it's going to add something to the dish. A couple of peppers, but not, you don't need it, not desperately. Right, let's kind of get on with it. I've dropped a little bit of butter and a little bit of oil in the dish, and I'm going to go in with about 400 mils of water on a medium heat, and this is going to be cooking. Actually, I might add another 100 mils of hot water, and this is going to be cooking for about 15 minutes. Let's get on with it. I'm going to pop in half a teaspoon of salt while it's bubbling, simmering for that 15 minutes. So that's been going for, I think it was in the end about 20 minutes. I'll add my garlic powder in now and my cayenne. and that's going to stand for, well, as long as it takes us to do the other bits of the meal. So mix this up and set it to one side while we get on with other stuff. The next stage of other stuff will be a well chopped up set of chicken breasts. Ta 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 ta. Hope you can't hear this microphone rattling away because I've just added it to my apron rather than my t-shirt. Right, this is going to cook for about 5 minutes or so. So well, let's add the celery while we're at it. So yeah, 5 minutes or so. We're just sealing it really at this stage. It's going to take some time to cook in the oven, so we're just sealing it nicely. A little bit of salt on there. Actually, no, I'm not going to add any salt on there because I'm going to add stock in a minute. So just 5 minutes. About halfway through, throw in your peppers and continue frying. And then we pour some stock in and leave that to bubble away for a good 10 minutes. You've noticed the chicken hasn't gone completely brown. There's quite a lot of water in this chicken today. So it'll still taste alright, just haven't been able to seal it as well or as quickly as I would like. So 10-15 minutes with the stock in. So that's the end of the second bit. You can reduce the stock down a little bit more if you so wish, but essentially that's cooked. Time to put that to one side and get on with the next bit. The third bit, but not the final bit, just the third bit. Did I see a piece of escaping onion coming back there? Maybe not. You may have noticed my hands have gone a little red. It's because I'm cooking some beetroot over here in the corner for tomorrow's salad. I'm doing a beetroot, orange and feta salad with some mint in, and it's very nice. Serve it with some rocket. But yeah, red hands. Right, just soften these onions for a second or two. Maybe a minute or two, 2 minutes. Reduce the heat down a little bit and add in your passata. You know what, I'm going to add the whole of that in. I think I said 300 grams at the start, but we're going in with 700 because I'm going to reduce this passata down a little bit. So yeah, 700 grams of passata. And I'm going to cook that for about 6-7 minutes. During that 6 or 7 minutes, I'm going to be adding my 3 tablespoons of tomato puree, stroke paste, stroke whatever else you want to call it. It's entirely up to you. I think it says paste on the tin. The tubes say puree. I think it's roughly the same thing there, isn't it? Right, so yes, 6-7 minutes. And I'm going to add the parsley, chopped parsley, fresh parsley, a couple of tablespoons, and that's going to cook off for another minute. Then about 6-7 tablespoons of Frank's hot sauce, which is almost the whole of one of these small, what's that, I can't remember, so my glasses now. What's that, 140ml. Yeah, it's almost the whole of one of those. Although I'm going to check it in a minute, so I'm going to cook that off for another minute. Right, turn the heat right down. Let's have a little taste for heat purposes, because at the moment this is all about heat, not about just taste. Oh, that is nice and hot for me. If you don't like a heat, probably about half of one of those little bottles. I've gone with, I'm going to put it all in. Oh, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. So I'm going to put a full 140 ml of Frank's hot sauce in. You may want to start at 100 and go from there. Right, let's give this 1 more minute. It's all reducing down nicely. Let's have a little taste. Oh my word, yes. That is just about the right amount of heat for today. Oh yes. Hits the back of your throat, but in a not unpleasant way. In a very pleasant way. Hits the back of your throat. So I'm going to turn the heat off. We don't need that to bubble anymore. And I'm going to rescue my pans from the other side of the kitchen and start adding them in. So there's my chicken, and my stock, and my peppers, and my celery. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. And here is my half of this packet of cheese. Ooh. And finally, my quinoa. You can't see that because I'm doing it from the wrong angle. Oh, stupid boy. That's better. You can see the excitement of the quinoa falling into the dish. Woo! Aren't you glad you got up this morning? Aren't you glad you switched on my YouTube channel? Right. This will go into an oven. Did I say 190 at the start of it? This will go into an oven of 190 with a lid on for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to take it out. Right, 20 minutes. So you fish it out just before the end. Add the final bit of mozzarella over the top. I think there's still a little bit more in there. And then bits of blue cheese. This is a bit melted blue cheese. If I'd have left it in the fridge, it might be a bit more easy to pull bits off. Not to worry, it's going to melt anyway. And pop it back in the oven with the lid off for 4 or 5 minutes. And that'll be ready. And there it is in all its glory. Let's have a little taste. It's nice. The quinoa gives it a little bit of bulk rather than it just being a very saucy dish. That's good, and the blue cheese on top. Yeah. Right. I'm going to serve that with a little bit of asparagus and get on with it. Right. Let's next time.